everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. This is the Brittany React Show. On this show, we talk all things entertainment news, movie news. We do have some really important strike talk to talk about, but we'll see if it's really important. We have actually a large variety of things to go over today, so it's going to be a really fun show today. Sorry the show is late. I apologize. Time got away from me, but I am here now. How is everyone? Hi there, CoverGirl. You've been a member for a month. That's great. Thank you so much. Hello. Love your live stream. So happy to have found your channel. Oh, thank you so much, the CoverGirl. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Hi, Xavier. Hi, Trevor. Hi, Ajamin. Hi, Jao Pedro. Hi, Just Glitching. Hi, Little Joe's Animations. Hi, Mikey. Hi, Louie. Hi, Motion Gang. Hi, Stevie. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Shamika. Hi, Connor. Hi, Josh. Hi, Clarity. Hi, Jax. Hi, Starfilm. Hi, Tegan. Hi, Rooney. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, everyone who's here. All right. So, I just said that really quickly. Alright, anyway, let's get into the first topic since we're already late enough. So the first thing I want to talk about is actually that, remember, I don't know how many of you guys were here, but on a few live streams ago, I mentioned that Disney's releasing a short on Disney Plus where they're bringing back like a ton of old cartoon characters and they're using the original voice actors for every single one. Well, we actually have a trailer for that. It's called Once Upon a Studio. And you get to see all the characters, all the animated characters interacting together. They're trying to use all the original voice actors that they can. They even have Moana meeting Flounder. I don't know. What do you guys think about this? You see like Winnie the Pooh and gang at the studio. You see Anna and Elsa. Does this excite anyone? I mean, look at all these people that are in the same frame together, and I like that they're all in their original animation style. I don't know. This kind of interests me. What do you guys think? Hi, Jojo Rod. Hi, Jessica H. Joshua Munn says, with some leaders suggesting on Twitter that the rumors are only meant to raise hope and make the WGA look unreasonable. Yeah, we're getting to that, Joshua, in this strike talk, but yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. Josh says it looks magical. Yeah, I have to say this actually kind of has my interest. I'm not even gonna lie. I think I am gonna watch it. And I apologize, for some reason I couldn't get the chat to work. So that's why you're not seeing the chat on the screen. But if you're watching the playback, or if you're watching live, you should still be able to see the chat. Just look at the live chat replay. Yeah, it looks very cute. I like that a lot of you guys are interested in this. Are they using AI to bring back old voice actors? Has that been confirmed yet? Because if that was confirmed, that would be a huge scandal. I haven't heard that yet. It does seem very appropriate for the Jao Pedro, for the anniversary Jao Pedro. Modern Designer says apparently it's original recorded voice work just set to new dialogue. Interesting. So like stuff that was cut from the movies that they're trying to use. Okay. If that's what they're doing, then I'm for it. Because I was a little nervous about what they were going to do with some of the older ones. Like, were they going to use AI? But if they're doing that, I think that makes a lot more sense. Angel Boera, thank you so much for the super chat. Only if Walt's frozen head makes a cameo. They'll never do that. They'll never do that. They'll never admit to it. I love that's a conspiracy theory that just refuses to die. Okay, Vernetta is very interesting. Okay, so this might actually do numbers, who knows? Moving on. So, Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Going from, Disney animated films to a Martin Scorsese film here. But Killers of the Flower Moon releases in 1 month. I wanted to point this out because I haven't really talked about this movie much, but a lot of people are kind of hoping this film will do as well as Oppenheimer, or at least close to it, because it's another long, very serious adult drama made by an auteur director, so we'll see how well this does. Does anyone... Okay, first of all, does everyone even know about this movie? Does everyone even know this movie's coming out? And then secondly, is anyone actually interested in this? And if you don't know what the plot is actually loosely based on a true story and a book. It depicts the serial murders of the oil-wealthy Osage Nation, a string of brutal crimes that came to be known as the Reign of Terror. So I think this movie actually kind of looks interesting. I'm getting more and more curious about it each and every day, so I think I'm actually going to see this. Anyone else interested? Okay, Solo is showing up. Okay. Kisaki says, I've seen the trailers, but it isn't my type of movie. What is your type of movie, Kisaki? Jessica H is interested. Okay, some of you are not interested, though. Should I do a poll on this? I'll do a quick poll then. Who's interested in seeing the new Martin Scorsese movie? Is seeing Killers. I have to say, I'm getting very curious about it. Even though I didn't care for Oppenheimer that much, I think this movie actually looks like it could be more interesting. I'm going to say yes. I'm definitely seeing Killers. And then no. And then I'll catch it on streaming. And then a fourth option for maybe? Okay. Adding the poll. The cover girl says you'll watch it on streaming. Alright. Okay, here's a question for you guys then. What is a kind of movie that will actually get you to go to the theaters then? If this isn't the type of movie that you would actually like go to the theaters to see, what is? And why isn't this movie one of them? I think that's where we should start the discussion then. Tignan Halperoni says, I won't be seeing it right away, but welcome to it. Okay. Shamika says, I hope it isn't 3 hours. Oh, it most certainly is, because all these movies are. I mean, I know Scorsese is a very talented, respected director. To be honest, I didn't even like his last movie, The Irishman. I did not care for that at all. But I'm still curious about this. Alright, going to the poll. 43% of you, 44% have just no interest in this at all. So that's pretty significant. 24% of you are maybe, so you're on the fence. 17% are just going to wait till streaming. And then only 15% of you are actually interested to see this in theaters. Okay, that's actually pretty small. I mean, I kind of expected that, to be honest. Again, what kind of movie would make you guys want to go to the theaters then? Okay, Barbie. Okay. But why Barbie? What was it about Barbie that made you want to go back? Charity Moon says, new sci-fi epic, good acting, and good story. So are you seeing The Creator then? Because I'm seeing The Creator. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. Okay, anything by Denis Villeneuve? Yeah. Grace Likes to Draw says, and the only movie I can see in theaters is something all my family wants to watch because I have a large family. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Okay, Ray Rue says, a lot of movies just aren't interesting enough for me to rush to the theater. You know, I kind of feel that way too. I feel like it didn't used to be this way. I'm starting to wonder if it's me. Because sometimes I'm watching these trailers and like sometimes with The Creator, for example, I'm like, wow, that looks really good. But a lot of times I look at a trailer nowadays and I'm just like, yeah, that looks okay. It looks kind of flat. I don't know if it's just me or if it's the stuff that's coming out, but like, I feel like rarely am I like impressed with a trailer, you know? Fawad Fareed says, instead of Leo having a baby in a movie, he should get one in real life with a marriage. Oh, Fawad Fareed. Shots fired. You know, it's so funny watching Leo's public image change over time. He's really gotta, he needs an image rebrand, to be honest. Alright. Moving on to the next topic, since most of you are interested in this movie anyway. Now, we do have some plot details about Deadpool 3. Now, when I say some, I do mean some, but let's get into it. So, according to rumor, though I don't think it's a rumor, I think it's pretty obvious, that Marvel's history at 20th Century Fox will be a part of the storytelling in Deadpool 3, confirms the director. Okay, so not a rumor, pretty much confirmed. Yeah, I think that's a duh. I think this movie seems to be clearly... I think what this is going to be, since it's a multiverse movie, I have a feeling Ryan Reynolds is going to go back in time into all the past Fox X-Men movies, and he's going to try to recruit people from the different movies, and they're all going to fight. And I feel like that's what this movie is going to be from everything that I'm hearing about it so far. So my question to you guys is, does that sound interesting to you? Do you want Deadpool 3 to be a sort of history back through 20th Century Fox X-Men characters? Or maybe even Fantastic Four. They just said 20th Century Fox, that also includes Fantastic Four. So, how are you guys feeling about the plot of this movie and how it's turning out so far? The Blue Gecko Nerd says, on a Red Dead Redemption movie, imagine if they made a movie out of that since it's a video game. I'm sure we're getting lots of video game adaptations soon. Josh Loves Movie says Deadpool 3 is going to be a send-off to the Fox X-Men series. Yes, it is. I mean, to be honest, that entire franchise, that entire timeline didn't make any sense anyway, to the point where they started to make fun of it. So I think it would be kind of funny if, like, somehow Deadpool 3 can tie up all the loose ends in the Fox universe, because there are a lot of them. And then maybe just, like, say, alright, you guys are gone now, goodbye. Or, are they bringing them back again for Secret Wars? Because aren't they bringing back a ton of people for that one too? So if this one's just setting up for Secret Wars, I mean, maybe this isn't the send-off. Maybe this is how they're bringing everyone back. I don't know. We'll see. Kisak, okay. Well, okay, the Modern Designer says, I thought Logan was the send-off. Yeah, how do you guys feel about them bringing back Wolverine after Logan? Do you feel like this is a cash grab thing, or are you okay with this? Evil Connor says, the very first X-Men film is so cool. Oh, I love the old X-Men movies with the, like, the OG crew. In fact, one of my favorite films in general is X-Men First Class, which is about with the rebooted cast, but I love that movie. I love X-Men, I really do. But I'm still nervous about this movie. We'll see. LP Harris says, X-Men feels impossible to fix, and I'm a huge X-Men fan. They made really weird choices with that franchise. Yeah, they did. They really did. Shamika says, I recently watched Dark Phoenix and Deadpool 2, and if anything like that, then please no. I still think there's a chance this movie could be really good, and this could be, like, No Way Home, but for the X-Men. But I'm still worried this could just turn into Marvel's version of The Flash, where it's just filled with cameos and depending on nostalgia bait. I still think it's a possibility it could swing in that direction, too. So we'll see. We'll need to know more I guess we'll learn more when we get a trailer. But moving on. So, Guillermo del Toro was supposedly going to make a Star Wars movie. Apparently he wanted to make a Godfather-style film about Jabba the Hutt. It's the character that looks the most like me, he said, and I love the idea of a Hutt type of mafia. He says he's not really sure if it's still a thing now yet, but it doesn't sound like it is, and it wasn't announced by Marvel Disney or Star Wars, so I don't think they're actually making this movie, but would you guys want to see something like this? A Guillermo del Toro Star Wars movie? I have to say, I actually think that this is the kind of thing Star Wars should do. Like, they should get our tour directors to come and do something interesting, but I don't know if I would have wanted a whole movie just about Jabba the Hutt. Like, yes, I want him to come and direct something, but maybe about something else. What do you guys think? He did insult himself. Like, why would he say he looks like that? That's awful. Evil Connor says, unpopular opinion, but I'd watch X-Men and Fantastic Four over Avengers any day. Yeah, in fact, I think the X-Men I'm probably even more into than the Avengers. You're probably right. I probably feel the same way, actually. Taylor Evans says, I liked Dark Phoenix movie, though. It wasn't terrible, but nothing great. I just liked watching the CGI of her powers, to be honest. Okay, so there's one person that liked Dark Phoenix. I did not care for that movie at all. I didn't like that. I didn't like Apocalypse, but I liked, like I said, I liked Days of Future Past, and I liked, X-Men First Class, and of course I liked the original. I even like the original trilogy. I even like the third one that no one else likes, but I like that one. So I like most of the X-Men movies. Alright. Anyone interested in this at all? Seems most of you are not interested in Star Wars, to be honest. Nicholas says the last Guillermo del Toro tackled an IP was actually pretty amazing. Yes, his Pinocchio movie is so good. So I'd watch this if he did it. I just hope it's not actually about Jabba the Hutt. It's something else. Um, Grace Likes to Draw says, I haven't had real extreme emotion to a movie since Coco. That's so long ago, though. I'm sorry about that. No, we're gonna get to the strike talk in a second. Alright, so since most of you guys are not into Star Wars, let's move on. So, this just dropped literally right before, like, as I was putting all these, news stories together. But, apparently DC Studios, wait. So, Warner Brothers Studios, is expanding DC Studios and expanding production by 50%, and they're adding 10 new sound stages. Construction will begin in Q2 of 2024 and is expected to be completed in 2027. So they're building 10 new sound stages by 2027. So, here's my concerns, my comments, my questions. What? I mean, the last seven DC movies have flopped at the box office. Like, terribly. They haven't been making money since, other than Batman, they haven't been making money since Aquaman, I'm pretty sure. Like, all of their movies have been flopping. They've been doing so bad. Why? Why does David Zaslav, who is the head of Warner Brothers, why does he seem to think that DC is still this gold mine when there is no evidence for it? In fact, I would say it's like poison at this point, because, like, it just keeps, like, killing everything and everyone it touches. So why are you expanding 50% capacity and adding 10 new sound stages when you're already broke? You could be using that money instead into, like, funneling other movies like Barbie. Not toy movies, but other movies of that ilk. That's what you should be doing. This makes no sense to me. So that's my opinion. Josh Loves Movie says, hopefully these DC movies look way better than The Flash. You know what? You're right. If they're going to be using sound stages, maybe that means they're going to build more sets and we're not going to get a bunch of CGI light show mess that we got in The Flash. Yeah, maybe that will be a positive thing. Hi, Violet. Angel Barrera, thank you so much for the super chat. Sunk cost fallacy is a hell of a drug. Yeah, do you think that's what it is? Do you think that Warner Brothers is feeling that they've already sunk too much into this brand to just leave it alone? Because I really feel that this brand needs a very long break. And I don't know if just a year off, because there's no DC movie that's coming out next year. There's no DC movie after Aquaman coming out until James Gunn's Superman film. So, I don't know if that's enough of a break, to be honest, just 1 year. If that movie flops, they need to stop making movies for like a decade. I'm not even kidding. The Flesh was better. What? Willow Ray says, honestly, I don't want more movies or TV shows. I want more video games. You know what? I actually played Jedi Fallen Order. It's a pretty good game. Pretty fun. Interesting. Willow, are you finding that you're more interested in playing immersive video games than watching movies and TV? That's interesting. Maybe there could be a lot of other people who are feeling the same way. Okay, Evil Connor is saying just cut it off. Alright. Oh, Little Joe's Animations. I don't know. I'm sorry about that. Maybe try refreshing the page. So I did ask my members, what did you guys think about this? What do you think DC is beyond saving? Do you think they should be expanding and doubling down on production by, like, building new sound stages? Is this even a good idea? So I got a lot of good comments, so thank you everyone who commented here. So Cheetah Viper says, if they can hire the right people, it could be a good idea. They would need writers and directors who know the source material. They need a marketing team to get viewers excited. They need actors who aren't polarizing. That's going to be hard. And who can play the parts well. If they do more of what they've been doing, making more stages will lose them money. I hope Warner Brothers can turn things around. You know what? If they don't fix the scripts and their visual effects pipeline, doesn't matter how many sound stages they build, those movies are still gonna struggle. So you're right. There's other things they should be worried about other than the sound stages. T-Hop says, one thing's for sure, something drastic needs to be done. There's been a sense somehow that DC was treated as an afterthought in organizational structure. Maybe this is a more serious approach is what's needed. Okay, here's a different perspective, I guess, sort of devil's advocate, saying that maybe the only way to turn DC around is by treating it more seriously and giving it its own space with its own lot and everything. That's an interesting way to put it. Okay, so there's a positive perspective. There we go. Do you guys agree with that? Do you think this is a way that this could actually turn DC around by, like, giving it the proper space that it deserves? I really want to know. Nicholas Wilson says, audiences are tired of superhero movies generally. They're already struggling to get audiences. The smart move would be to scale back and put the money into the IPs that actually are still making money. Quality over quantity would be the smart choice, in my opinion. Yeah, I think both Marvel and DC need to realize that quality is more important than quantity. And James Gunn announced so many new movies and shows and stuff that I don't think most people even care about or know what it is, so we'll see. I think they should just focus on their main key players at this point. Like, focus on the Trinity and then expand into these, like, niche characters. But that's just what I think. Vobatho, I hope I said that right, says, I think the fans will wind up regretting it way more than they ever could. I'm so exhausted from the genre. Oh my gosh, me too. And this comes as a fan. Look at what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a Captain America shirt right now. So, like, obviously I'm a fan of comic book movies and the entire genre. But, I have to say, even I'm getting tired of it. Jordan Davis says, the question is not if it is beneficial. It is how they use the new material. Knowing DC, unless James Gunn has a great vision and he hires creatives who would want DC to bounce back, history is just going to repeat itself. It seems like history is already repeating himself. I thought the whole issue with the Snyderverse was that those movies were too Snydery. And I feel like these new DC movies are about to be too James Gunny. I know I'm using their names like that, but it's, you know what I'm talking about. I feel like history is repeating itself. The Modern Designer, thank you so much for the super chat, says, I hope this means we will get real life sets and less blue screen. Me too. But then again, aren't we all a little tired with superhero franchises? Could the sound stages be better used for creating epic movies based on new literature and IP? I'm not sure, but has this generation experienced anything as cinematic as Lawrence of Arabia, Lord of the Rings, or Jurassic Park? Dune! I think Dune! I think Dune, that's why I genuinely love Dune, because I think it's of old school filmmaking. I think it's epic, I think it's cinematic, I think Dune is of that quality, that's why I like it so much. And now that you just asked, what would you consider a modern epic? Dude, that's exactly why I like it, why I want more Dunes. Vernetta says DC needs more than a decade break. Oof. I thought decade was, like, long enough, but dang. Okay, Rachel Reed's Romance says, I will never understand the relationship between WB and DC. The DC franchise has had so much potential to be a financial hit for them, but Warner Brothers makes horrible decisions for these movies. The recent choices they have made with Batwoman, The Flash, and Aquaman 2 show this is a company that gets in its own way of succeeding. I have never seen someone fumble the ball as badly as Warner Brothers has had with DC. The fact that Marvel was able to create an entire cinematic universe off of mostly B characters, but DC had A characters from the start and they messed it up. They had Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and they messed them up. How did they make those characters less popular than Iron Man? Like, that's just like, that's practically like negligence. I don't even know how to say it. Kisaki says, Warner Brothers should just invest in the Batman series and have a Superman-centric universe that has some cameos. I think they should do that too. Otherwise, analytics should have told Warner Brothers that any other investment is going to fail. What's weird about this investment to me is how confident it is. Like, yes, we are so confident and the DC brand will bring us value back for this huge investment and huge expansion and production and all that. And I'm like, what evidence are you going off of? Like, why do you think this? Okay, I'm glad that I have some Dune fans in the comments. I will refresh the page. Hold on. And going back. Okay. Little Joe's Animation says, at some point we gotta respect these studios' dedication to milking these franchises, even when they are so dead they've been starting to rot. Best case scenario, a reboot of DC Universe will come with this investment. They already are trying to reboot it or soft reboot it with James Gunn. Hit the reset button. Also, while I'm not really into comics, I know they're not doing a good job adapting or following the source material, so maybe they could bring in completely new writers and directors. Yeah, I think they definitely need new writers and directors for sure. I think Marvel needs new writers and directors. I think, and actually let the writers and directors do their thing. I think, honestly, I think as the strike has shown, and we're going to talk about the strike in a second, the studios do not respect writing as a craft, and it really shows in a lot of the content we've been getting lately. Kasaki says, Warner Brothers should invest in the Batman. Oh, I already said that. Blue Girl Theater says, they got money to build 10 sound stages, but can't find money to pay writers and actors. Exactly. Where is this money coming from? How can they afford this? I've been seeing nothing but, like, article after article talking about how broke the studio is, yet they can afford this? Like, where is the money coming from? Mikey says, the only thing is not too many people are caring about DC and even Marvel. I hope it does something good, but I just think there's no way they can save DC. Can't they see that they're already failing? Though I think they're just wasting the money. It's really sad to say, but I think DC is dead now. I really don't care about too many of the DC movies except for Wonder Woman 1. I love that one. Still, the first Wonder Woman movie is like one of my all-time favorite comic book films. And some of the other Superman films. Honestly, they needed to go back to doing whatever the heck they were doing with the first Wonder Woman film. If every DC movie was as good as that, I think DC wouldn't be as failing as bad as it is now. Shelley Lee says, I am so done with superhero movies. DC just promised to not hog all of the screens, please, pretty please. I don't know if they can clog all the screens, because even the theaters know that no one cares about these movies anymore, so I don't even think that's going to happen, to be honest. But, again, thank you everyone for being a member. Evil Connor thinks superheroes are last decade, and Liv Harris says, I think they're a little delulu. Maybe they are delusional. You know what? I think that is a great way to describe Warner Brothers Discovery. Absolutely delusional. Yep, I think that is the word of the day, to be honest. So thank you everyone for being a member and commenting here. This is really great. Again, if you want to be a member, please press the join button at the bottom of the screen. Joining just helps the channel, it helps me. It also gets you to participate in these members only posts on the community page. So yeah, thank you everyone for becoming a member. Alright. The Modern Designer says, I also love Dune, but I don't see it all a movie for wide appeal, a movie for all. Okay, so you don't think Dune has a wide enough appeal to be considered an epic modern classic? Okay. What about the Avatar movies, like Avatar 2? Do you consider that one an epic modern classic? I mean, we don't have a lot of them, to be fair. I'm just trying to think of the ones that I can. Alright. Moving on to the next topic. Now we are at strike news, because we sort of possibly maybe have good news. I don't know. Again, the studios are being so shady. I don't know what to believe right now. But remember a couple days ago when I mentioned that the writers in the studios are actually meeting again to try to renegotiate the deal? Well, we've been getting lots of reports that apparently the deal or the talk is going really well. And that we might be getting close to a deal soon that would end the strike. Now, when I say a lot, I mean, there are a few places that are reporting this, like, oh yeah, this it's looking like the writer's strike might be ending soon. But as someone already mentioned earlier in the stream, there's some people who think this is a trap. They think this is spin on the studio side, because the studios do essentially control the trades. They think this is spin on the studio side to make the writers look bad when they don't take the deal because the deal they're being offered is actually not great. I feel like this could all just be like a PR tactic, but we'll see. I actually really, really want this strike to be done sooner rather than later, but we'll see. Apparently, they're gonna meet again soon, so we'll see what happens. I'm still remaining optimistic, but also, as this person said, responding to this headline that the strike might be over soon, this is awful engagement bait. Not only does this article not say it is very likely ending, but it has been reiterated several times that the articles like these are encouraged by the studios to cause division if a deal is not made to make it look like the WGA is to blame. So it's looking to me like this could be the tactic. This could be what's really going on. But who knows? Who knows? I still want to remain optimistic. What do you guys think? Rue says, we'll see. Yeah. Fingers crossed, says Jessica. I know, I'm rooting for this strike to end because I know it's hurting everyone, but I've come to this place where I am very skeptical of the studios and I don't trust them. The modern designer says all those members' comments were on point, well thought out comments, and show that we all have a great sense of what's happening in the industry. That's very true. You guys always come with like some of the most insightful, interesting comments on the members page. Like, you guys are real smart. That's very true, modern designer. Okay, Solo says, personally, I feel like there is development. The fact that all the CEOs actually met in person is the first real development I feel like there's been in this entire strike. So you're right about that. That's why I'm even hopeful at all. I'm just hoping this isn't a trick. I'm just hoping it's legit and we might actually end this soon. Okay, Denisha does not believe this. Okay. Lily says that's a terrible tactic. How could that possibly work? Well, the studios are desperate to like put all the blame and attention on the creatives because currently it's all on the executives. So I could see this being as a way to like try to throw the heat off of them, but it wouldn't work. Yeah, the modern designer thinks it's PR. Oh, that sucks. I really hope it's not. Okay, a lot of people are susceptible. Alright. So, now we're going to move on to AI news. We haven't had AI news in a while, actually. But there's something relevant that came up that I have to talk about. Hold on. Because AI, I really believe that AI is going to change this industry forever, and everyone in the industry is already freaking out about it. Wait, hold on, sorry. Tech issues, there we go. So, George R.R. Martin and several other famous authors are suing OpenAI for copyright infringement. If you don't know what OpenAI is, it's the company that's behind ChatGPT, which is a AI chatbot that I don't know if anyone has used it. I've tried it out, but you type in anything that you want. You ask the AI to come up with something, and it'll type it back for you. But a lot of people have a problem with this chatbot because it was trained on copywritten material without any of the original creator's permission. So a lot of creators, such as George R.R. Martin, are suing the company for copyright infringement and hoping to make AI models like ChatGPT completely irrelevant to try to basically take away power from AI. This is like basically the creators' attempts to try to thwart AI progress, essentially. So the lawsuit cites an instance where ChatGPT generated an infringing, unauthorized, and detailed outline for a prequel to a Game of Thrones that was titled A Dawn of Direwolves, and it used the same characters from Martin's existing books in the series A Song of Ice and Fire. So this is how George R.R. Martin knew that the book must have been trained on his work, because he was able to use ChatGPT to come up with a new Game of Thrones book, or a new concept at least. In a statement from the Authors Guild, it's imperative that we stop this theft in its tracks, or we will destroy our incredible literary culture, which feeds many other creative industries in the U.S. Great books are generally written by those who spend their careers, and indeed their lives, learning and perfecting their crafts. To preserve our literature, authors must have the ability to control if and how their works are used by generative AI. So, saying all that, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this lawsuit will work? Do you think this will stop? Okay, if this actually happens, because there's a real possibility, because I know Sarah Silverman, who's a comedian, she's another person that's suing this company. If these lawsuits actually go all the way up to the Supreme Court, it could force OpenAI to completely have to retrain their AI system with the permission of all the creators involved, which they definitely don't want to happen. So it's definitely an interesting case. I'm curious to see how this evolves if it does go to the Supreme Court and what their ruling would be. I think it's very possible it could go to the Supreme Court, by the way. In fact, I think it's likely at least one of these cases will. And that will decide what the nature of copyright will be in the new AI era. So this is a very huge story, actually. Angel Barrera says, well, somebody has to finish this dang series. Honestly, everyone wants him to finish the series. AI could just finish the series for you, but I don't know if people would want AI to write Game of Thrones. I don't think AI is good enough to write a George R.R. Martin level, to be honest. I've played around with ChatGPT. It's not good enough writer like that yet, but yeah. Eventually, maybe AI could do that for you, though. The modern designer says... Wait, what? I don't think J.K. Rowling is suing them. Kisaki says no author deserves their work to be copied. I mean, they copied everything. Basically, how this AI bot was made was they scanned the internet, scanned all of literature, scanned everything you've ever posted. So if you ever posted online, they stole from you too. And they trained the AI on all of that information, and that's what it's regurgitating. So that's why these authors are suing, because they're like, you didn't get my permission to train your AI on my work. So this might actually help slow things down in the AI development area, at least when it comes to, like, I think a lot of companies will be afraid to use AI art because it's so, like, legally contentious right now, so we'll see. Someone says Annalise Keating needs to take the case? What? Okay, that's a random reference, but I love it. LP Harris says, I hope it does, but too many people do not respect the work of creatives. As long as that is the case, laws will not be changed to protect them. That's really sad. I hope that the laws are changed, because these people deserve to be compensated for their work being directly ripped off. I know you guys just want him to finish. Yeah, right now, generative AI isn't very regulated, but I think it will be soon enough. Joshua Munn says Disney has been playing around with using archived recordings since Donald Duck and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Then they just went crazy with it 10 years ago with Get a Horse with Walt Disney as Mickey. I feel like Disney is just on, like, a barreling crash course towards wanting to bring back people from the dead. I don't know why Disney seems to want to be the one that's spearheading this movement, but for some reason they're the one that is always trying to bring back actors from the dead, which is why I was surprised when DC was the one to do it with the Flash, because it's usually almost always Disney. So yeah, who knows? One day we're just gonna get an actor. What am I saying? One day we're gonna get an actor. This already happened in Rogue One. We had a whole character that was a part of the movie that was actually part of the plot. That was the whole dead guy. A dead actor. So, you know, I can't even say one day it'll happen because they already did it. Disney's very weird about that. Alright. Anyway, I do have some WTF news, and that'll be the last thing that I have for today, and then we'll just do like a quick Q&A at the end. But... okay, Elon Musk. This is actually kind of a sad WTF news moment, but I don't know if you guys have heard, but Elon Musk has been trying to... okay, the conspiracy that the government wants to put brain chips into everyone, like computer chips into everyone's brain to control them or whatever? Elon Musk actually wants to do that. He's been making these, like, brain chips that he thinks will give people, like, superpowers, essentially. Like, he says, yes, the first phase will just be about, like, helping people with paralysis walk again and do things like that. But he's also admitted he thinks these things are going to help people like read each other's minds and all this stuff. You know, he's an interesting, weird guy. But he's been testing these like brain implants on chimps, on monkeys, and every single monkey that they've put this brain chip in has died. Yet he wants to move on to human testing now. So, you know, this doesn't seem safe. I really think that, you know, some governmental regulatory board should maybe step in here. This seems kind of illegal. What do you guys think about this? Yeah, it is terrifying. It is really terrifying. Yeah. He is a supervillain. He's like a Bond supervillain. He even kind of looks like a Bond supervillain. Crystal Clark says he's not weird. He's just much worse than weird. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't even get the title of weird. He's a monkey murderer. Like, what the heck? Who does this? I know, I feel really bad for the monkeys. I feel there should be, like, more protections for animals for this kind of stuff. It's really awful. Evil Connor says maybe if they tested on convicted murderers. Oh god, Evil Connor, you're always so dark. I love it. Elon should go to prison. Yeah, I feel like one day that might actually happen. I don't know if you guys know this, but he has done so many things that are illegal. I don't know how he hasn't gone to prison. If you really look under the hood, like, I just bet you one day in the future, there's gonna be a reckoning for this guy, and he's gonna be on trial for something. I just know it. But anyway, I had to share that because this was sad news, but also, like, what the heck is Elon Musk doing? This dude is, like, literally a Bond villain. Alright, so that was all of the topics I actually had for today. Sorry I was late. I know we still have a lot time left for our live stream. There wasn't actually a lot of news today, so sorry, that was it. But I will just open the rest of the live stream to an Ask Me Anything, so you can ask me anything entertainment related. It could be about anything that we talked about so far today, or about something we talked about in the past, but yeah. Sorry again, let me just take down this chat thing, because, like, if you can't see it, it's just annoying being there. Alright, how are you guys? Bill Gates is definitely very problematic. I can't stand when people praise Bill Gates. I'm like, you do realize he's possibly even more evil than Elon Musk. He's just a lot smarter and can hide it. Joshua Munn says the AI voices and archived recordings things is interesting to me because how far could it go? You have Once Upon a Studio. You could do... Oh, you're saying, like, how far would the AI thing go? Well, I think voice actors have a lot to worry about. I'm not even gonna lie. You can already get, like, some pretty, like, almost convincing AI voices. Like, you can already get that now. Like, once you can just get, like, a convincing AI voice actor to do work for you, I mean, that's gonna take a lot of jobs. So, I'm concerned for them, not gonna lie. Joe Pedro says, do you know The Little Shop of Horrors? I'd like to know your opinion on it. That's like the movie I keep telling myself I have to see, because everyone tells me I would enjoy it, but I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch Little Shop of Horrors one day. Bill Gates, I mean, I don't want to spiral too much into, not even conspiracy territory, because it's true, but, like, did you guys know Bill Gates owns, like, an absurd amount of farmland? Like, he's buying up a bunch of farmlands, and he owns a significant portion. That and, like, housing. The dude's not a good person. Just look it up. Tanisha Clower says, I can't believe these writers didn't even have decent health care. The studios was not paying them. At least they could have done what was getting them decent health care. The fact that the requirement to get health care in these unions is $27,000 a year, and the vast majority of the people in the union can't even make that, should just show you how terrible everyone's getting paid right now. Wait, what? Malik Lockhart says, I recently saw a scammy ad here on YouTube with an AI voice of Oprah. I've been seeing lots of AI voice covers of songs, like getting artists to cover different people's songs. Um, like I'm seeing that a lot, even on TikTok. Um, James Talks Movies says, "What is your favorite musical of all time?" It's probably either Moulin Rouge or Sweeney Todd. Okay. The Blue Gecko Nerd says, "I remember when I was back in primary school and me and my classmates used to watch Little Shops of Horror." Yeah, I gotta watch it. I know, it's like one of those classics everyone tells me I gotta see. Oprah is a snake. Yeah. Crystal Clark says, "Yeah, I'm getting AI ads of anime characters for something." You know what? I was going on Pinterest the other day. I haven't been on Pinterest in years. I, like, never used that app. So I was just using it because honestly, I'm trying to, like, use social media less. So I was like, Pinterest is like, social media without the social. So I was like, okay, let me open Pinterest back up. Let me see what's, Pinterest is like these days. Um, and it's like nothing but AI art over there. I was very surprised. I was just scrolling, like, oh my god, all of this is fake. All of this is just AI art now. Yeah, it is full of AI. I was very shocked. Oh, Wicked. How could I forget Wicked? I also love Wicked. That's why I'm very excited for the movie. Super excited. Ariana can't stop me. King Rico the First says studios do need better marketing for their movies because only a few movies have had good marketing this year. What do you think is good marketing? Like, how do we know something is well marketed versus not well marketed? Like, people say that about a lot of movies when they have huge marketing campaigns and the studio spent like $200 million trying to market these movies, and still there's people that are like, "Oh, I never heard of this movie. I didn't even know it was coming out." Like, how can studios get more people to know these movies even exist? Because I feel like that's what they're really struggling with at the moment. Like, they can't get people to even know these films are coming out, to be honest. Crystal Clark says, "Pinterest is an interesting platform, lol. Yeah, I was heartbroken to see it come to be there." Yeah, I was very surprised by it. Claude Freed says, "I saw these ads for AI to create pictures, and in the ads, someone typed up hot anime girls, literally." I've seen so many fake like AI art Asian girls, like, just randomly. I'm just like, why is that the thing everyone's making right now? Crystal Clark says, "Not marketing at the okay, not marketing at the last moment and very vague." Are you saying that a lot of campaigns are doing marketing at the last minute? Yeah, I'm noticing that too. Honestly, I don't know if that's such a bad idea because people's attention spans are very short. I think doing a huge marketing blitz like 2 weeks before a movie comes out is actually not a terrible idea. Not something you would do for every movie, but for some movies, yeah. Chris, I have listened to Gadsighted and Geek. I thought I liked some of the songs. Willow Ray says, "That's because the trailers are all shown on TV, but most people don't have TV anymore." Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's also like you only see the trailer if you're scrolling through social media, unless you're, you watch traditional TV. So I think it's just getting harder to reach people. There's a new Percy Jackson trailer. Oh, we did cover that, I think yesterday. Nicholas says, "Although since I'm not the typical demo for a movie like that, and I will still watch it, there has to be marketing involved in that." What movie are you talking about, Nicholas? Joshua Munn says, "Because these studios don't want to balloon up the budgets by doing crazy marketing, look at the Marvels." Oh my gosh. I'm really worried about the Marvels. I don't even feel any hype for the movie. Like, the movie comes out relatively soonish, and I feel like no one's talking about this film except for, is it gonna flop? Like, no one's like, "Oh yeah, the Marvels, can't wait to see that." Like, it's just kind of like dead silent. No one's really talking about the movie at all. I don't know, I'm really worried about it. Who's your favorite current musical artist? I feel like my favorite artist of all time will always be Paramore. They're a good band. Oh, Ava Connor, yes, the Emma Roberts drama. She plays witches with the capital B really well for a reason. It sounds like she's just a mean girl in real life. Like every time I hear about Emma Roberts, it's never about anything good. Um, Blue Gecko Nerd, what is it about holes? You know what? One of these days I will watch Holes again and I'll talk about it. I just haven't seen it in so long. That's like a childhood show, I mean, a childhood movie that I watched. Like, I have not watched that movie since like 2009. Who are all scabs? I have seen Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love Rocky Horror Picture Show. There was a time where I was watching Rocky Horror like every Halloween with my friends. That was a good time. Good time. Oh, you could use that, Joshua. Alright, so I'll do about 3 more questions and that'll be the end of the stream today. Thank you so much for coming to the stream today. If you are able to join our show tomorrow, it will be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, not 7 p.m. So I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow. Again, I'll just take 3 more questions. That'll be it for today. Sorry there wasn't a whole lot, like, of news to really share. I'm really, like, just, like, searching the bottom of the barrel for news. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, I'm not gonna have a meltdown over Holes. I really like that movie. It's a good movie. Oh, how is American Horror Stories being made mid-strike? It's not being made mid-strike. It was made pre-strike, and now it's being released, the new season. I am excited for House of the Dragon. I'm excited. I'm actually kind of, like, for selfish reasons, I'm actually kind of happy that that show wasn't stopped by the strikes, because that means it's not going to be delayed. So, we actually get the show soon, so I'm happy about that. My dog's name is Prancer, after the reindeer. Alright, 1 more question. Nicholas says, I think it was made mid-writer strike. Oh, yes. I have not heard Madison Beer's new album yet. Maybe I should try it. Alright, that's the last question. Thank you everyone for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern